Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to Friday. When was the last day I vlogged? Saturday. It's been almost a whole week. Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. We're gonna think about that. It's been a good week. It's been a long week, but it has been good. Sunday was just a quiet day in general. Monday was a quiet work from home day. What did I do on Monday? Did I do anything? Like, I worked. I did a lot of teaching work, but let's look back at my planner. Yeah, Monday I had a couple calls. I think I managed to go for a hike. No, I didn't go for a hike because I was still worn out from my hike on Sunday. Sunday I went for a really long hike and just had nothing in me on Sundays. I think I'd written hike as like part of my plan, and then I didn't go hiking. Tuesday was teaching. Wednesday I went to the house, had a great day with Mom and the pups. Mom made homemade pizza, so that was delicious. Then yesterday I went and taught on campus. I did manage to do some outlining yesterday. I have finished the Scrivener read through of Across the Pond 4, and I'm nearly done, or nearly to my like checkpoint goal for the outline of Independent Hearts Forest. We'll talk about book stuff later in this vlog. And yeah, today is Friday and I'm very happy about that. It is a very cloudy, wet, dreary day, which just makes me so happy. It's amazing. It rained so much last night. It just rained non-stop for like 2 or 3 hours. I left my window in the bedroom open up until like right before I wanted to go to bed, just so that I could hear that rain. And this morning it's still very cloudy and gray and like looks like it could rain at any minute. I'm now thinking I don't think I'm gonna be able to go hiking because I think the trails are just going to be really muddy and wet all day. But honestly, I'm so tired. I wouldn't mind a rain day and having to just relax and not go for a hike today. Although I've missed hiking. Like, it's been pretty much a whole week since I've gone for a hike. So it would be nice. But I think I might just take advantage of the fact that I can't go for a hike, and I will do yoga or something instead. I mean, I'm gonna be going to Whole Foods in a minute. Mom is on her way. I can't remember if I said that already, but yeah. It's February as well. This is the first February vlog. The first vlog I'm filming in February, and the first vlog that will go up in February, because the last vlog went up on the 31st of January. So welcome to February. I hope it's been good for you so far. We have had a string of warmer than usual days for late January. It's gotten up into the upper 70s, low 80s. It's been like 79, 80, 81 for the last few days, several days, most of this past week. It started like on Sunday, it started going up, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were the worst. They were like the ones that got up to like 80. And then yesterday it was a high of like 75. Today it's only supposed to get up to 56. We just got this rainstorm last night, and it is the beginning of this like long weather system that is just bringing back winter. So it kind of feels like summer tried and now winter is making perhaps its last stand. So yeah, it's feeling more like a wintry February instead of like an early spring February. So I'm very grateful for that. I was enjoying the 70s. I was having iced coffee and I was putting on cute spring outfits, and because the 70s are kind of rare. Like they don't last that long. Spring and autumn are very, very fleeting. It will go from like really hot to winter, and then from winter back to really hot pretty quickly, whereas like winter will linger for a couple months and summer will last for 6 months or more. And so the in-between times where it would be 70s and really nice. Mom's walking by and can see me vlogging. Are you ready to go to Whole Foods?
Yeah, I can hear you out here without...
Really?
Yeah.
I figured my neighbors probably could hear me all this time.
Probably hear you talking to yourself. I think you're nuts.
They probably think I'm on a Zoom call. Okay, I gotta go put my shoes on and finish getting the final last bits ready to go to Whole Foods. Now I'm gonna be self-conscious. I'm gonna have to like make sure I'm closing this window when I'm like actually vlogging, because I don't feel like I'm talking that loud. But it is really quiet today, and which is nice. I'm loving it. But yeah, Mom's about to be at my door and it's locked, so I'm gonna go get Mom and then we will go to Whole Foods, and I'll talk more later. Okay, I'm home and I'm all freshened up and cleaned up. It's kind of getting sunny. There's still some really big puffy clouds, but there's also a lot of blue sky. So I think it might be starting to clear up a little bit, although the weather was still saying clouds all day and then possibly more rain later this afternoon. It's still looking very cloudy over the mountains. So the mountains are in that direction and it definitely still looks very cloudy, but to the west is starting to look very, very clear, and I think things are moving east to west. It might just be clearing up, which I won't lie, it's a little disappointing. I want it to just stay cloudy, but it is what it is. Whole Foods is done. I'm home. I'm gonna have some coffee and an early lunch, and I have so much grading to do today. That will not be the main focus of this vlog. I will get the grading done, or where I want it to be to finish, as quickly as I can, and then we can switch to book work. And if I don't go hiking today, which I don't know, I want to, but it depends on how sunny it gets, how fast it gets sunny, if I think the trail will be, I know it's going to be full of puddles. It was just raining so much yesterday, and they really don't like us hiking out there if the trails are still damp and muddy, because it can damage them. So if I don't go hiking, that gives me more time to do book work here at the apartment. So yeah, it's been a really busy week of teaching. My students are starting to turn in their first drafts of their first big project. So far the last few weeks, my grading has been fairly simple, but the rough draft, it takes me a while to go through them. I've got a lot of drafts to do, so I want to get through my Tuesday students because their final drafts are due on Monday, and then Monday next week I can try to plow through all of the Thursday students because their final drafts are due Wednesday next week. So I'm gonna get through, I need to get through all of the Tuesday students and hopefully some of the Thursday students, and then that will make next week a little bit easier. So yeah, I've got a lot of grading to do. And I haven't been feeling the greatest. The weather warming up has triggered something in my allergies, and it is just allergies. It's because it's been coming and going for like the last 4 days, 5 days. So if it was a cold or the flu, I'd be getting progressively worse over these last few days, and that hasn't been happening. I'll get worse and then get better, and then get worse and then get better. Usually evenings will be the worst, and then mornings I feel back to normal or just significantly better than I was the night before. And it's not the dreaded plague. I took a test for that this morning. I took a test for that a couple days ago, negative. Took another one this morning, negative. So it's got to just be allergies. And I think just with it going, the weather getting so warm, I just think it has made a bunch of things bloom, and there's just something in the air. I am feeling better today, and I think it's because of all the rain. It's just cleared all the pollen out of the air. And I think the extra humidity has also been helping soothe my throat a little bit, and my sinuses. Last night, my throat just felt so irritated, but it's like, it's always irritated on a Thursday night because I've been talking all day Thursday for teaching, and my allergies always seem to get worse at night when I'm tired anyway. It's like I really wasn't feeling well last night, but then this morning I've felt fine, and it's been that way the last quite a few nights, 3 or 4 or 5 nights. So yeah, I haven't been feeling the greatest. I'm still just, and I've not been sleeping well. I think that's also part of it. I've not been sleeping well, and so I'm tired. I went to bed early and everything, and then I just was not feeling well last night, so I couldn't fall asleep as quickly as I wanted, and then I kept waking up. And anyway, not interesting. All of this is a very long and rambly way of saying I'm tired and don't feel like working at my desk, so I'm just gonna have a super cozy grading session on the couch. I'm gonna put on a bunch of YouTube videos and enjoy that my apartment has finally cooled off. The air conditioning is off again. The windows are open again, which probably isn't the best thing for my allergies, but indoor temperature is more important than my allergies. I want it to be nice and cold in here, because I think that helps my allergies at least a little bit when it's colder rather than when it's warmer in here. So yeah, we're just gonna have a really super chilled, cozy work day. I might move to the desk when I work on book stuff, because I might need the desk and my external monitor, but for at least the next few hours, it's gonna be coffee, bagel sandwich, cozy couch, all the snuggly stuff, cozy YouTube videos, and grading. We're just making work as cozy and as fun as possible. Okay, it is now 4:30. Teaching work is done later than I'd wanted and later than I'd kind of accounted for, but I think this is one of those weeks where I'm just going to be doing more than my usual hours, and it balances out eventually over the course of the semester. But yeah, I'd been doing a lot of extra hours earlier in the week because I do like to try to finish up early on a Friday, but there were just a lot of drafts to review, but it's done. My brain is kind of fried, and yeah, part of me really wants to go out to the park and go for a hike because it's such a beautiful day. Like, It's gotten sunny, but there's still just these really huge, low, fluffy clouds. And so the sun is like constantly going in and out from behind the clouds. And it's just one of those sunny, cloudy days, if that makes sense. But yeah, the clouds are just mesmerizing. I can't stop looking at them, which is probably why it's a good thing I've been grading and looking at drafts on the couch, because I can't really see out the window or the balcony door from the couch. I can't see the sky from the couch, but I can see the sky from my desk. So this is gonna be fun to try to stay on task while I'm editing and outlining. But yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about. So talk about outlining in a minute, and I'll give you the update on that. But first, I need to do some editing. So let's chat Across the Pond 4. In the last vlog, I was nearing the end of my Scrivener read through. I think I told you all at the end of that vlog after my hike that while I was hiking on Saturday, I had the thought of I'd done a lot of work all week, including on Tuesday and Thursday, which weren't normally writing days, and so I was going to take Sunday off of everything. And I did that. I stuck to that. I was very proud of myself because it was very tempting. But I didn't do any editing on Sunday. And so on Monday, I managed to finish the last few chapters and the epilogue of the Scrivener read through of Across the Pond 4. So I have read through the whole draft. This is the second read through, but the first read through and kind of editing pass on Scrivener since like last summer. So that felt good. So I now have a lot of comments. The nice thing is, the pleasant surprise of the whole thing was the second half of the book really doesn't have that many comments. And usually it's the reverse. Usually the first half of a manuscript is like pretty good. There's a few things I need to like fully introduce or describe or something as I'm getting started, and then usually around the midpoint is where things start to go off the rails a little bit. I've got to get the train back on track. This one, the train never gets off the track, I feel like. I feel like throughout the whole book, the train is on the right tracks and going in the right direction and going at a good pace and all of that. So that's fantastic. That is like dream scenario when you are looking back through a draft, especially like this is essentially still a first draft. So when you're going back through a first draft and you're like, yeah, there's not really any big structural problems, that is a win. That is a huge win. I'm so happy. But yeah, there's really no obvious plot holes or dangling plot threads or anything like that. So as I go through the beginning, there's a lot of little comments. And like just things like fix this. A lot of it's technically line edits, so I don't really need to worry about those just yet, but I'll probably still fix them at this point anyway and not wait until the actual line edit pass. Some of it is things to note down and add to my outline for book 5, since I'm already kind of developing book 5. And then there's a few things where it's just like, make sure this is consistent with what you've said in the previous books, or make sure this description is consistent, or how did I describe this person previously in the story. So there's lots of like just little continuity things like that. I don't know that any of these are really, there's some minor things to research because it might change what I want to do, but like if I did make those changes, it would be super easy. It wouldn't really change that much. So yeah, there's a few things where it's like so-and-so needs to bring this up after this event so that it like gets revisited. So there's little things like that. Yeah, there's really nothing big. So I need to look through, I want to go back through and read through all of the comments in Scrivener. And I want to go back through my project notebook And where did I put the notes, editing notes? I've got 1 1/3 of a page in this notebook. And actually, like, some of these I've already fixed. So, like, that's easy. So I need to read back through these. I need to read through my comments in Scrivener and probably add them to the page in here so that like everything is in my project notebook as well as on Scrivener. And that is the minimum of what I want to do today before I move on to Independent Hearts. I want to get a sense of like the totality of the notes I have. So like how many notes do I have total? How many of them are big notes? Because this is almost starting to feel too good to be true. Like, this is almost going to be too easy to edit this one. But I don't know, that was the gut instinct I had when I read back through it the very first time, when I read through, did the Kindle read through again last month. It felt like there's really nothing significantly wrong with this draft. There's just a million typos, and my alpha readers all kind of agreed. I probably need to reach out to all my 3 alpha readers and just see if anyone had any big comments, but I don't no one did. There wasn't really. I think that's where some of these notes had come from, because I don't think I have any other. Got tons of story notes and plot notes from when I was first developing the outline of this, but I don't seem to have, I'm not finding many editing notes. So before I like say that a million times, I'm gonna read back through everything, make sure there's nothing big, but I really don't think there's anything big. So that's not gonna stop me from going through this manuscript several times like I would anyway, but it means each of those passes is going to be a lot faster because there's just not going to be that much. So I want to go through all of the notes and just kind of make a general editing plan for this project. I wanted to spend today kind of getting my head on straight with this project, getting back into it because I haven't touched it since Monday, and just starting to kind of shift from the read through mentality into editing mode. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to put on some music and maybe a London walking video and maybe make a mug of hot chocolate. That just sounds really nice right now. Open this window back up again. It's probably a good thing I'm not going hiking because it is looking even cloudier out towards the park, but I'll just stay inside and enjoy the clouds. But I might crack this window open a little bit more. I just had it closed because Mom has now proven to me that I can be heard from downstairs. So totally going to be self-conscious of that going forward. But also I was worried about the sound interference because of how windy it is. So yeah, hot chocolate. I think that'd feel good on my throat as well. And then editing notes. Lots and lots of editing notes and making my editing plan. Okay, it's 5:30. Time flies when you're trying to cram a lot of book work into the end of a work day. I always feel there's so much pressure, I feel like, for me. And I try to be really careful about how much I like actually give into that pressure and let myself feel that pressure. But there is a lot of pressure to pack a lot of progress and productivity into in 1 to 2 hours at the end of a day. A lot of times I am finishing work at like 5:30 and then trying to cram in book work, or I'm just not getting book work done. Like last week I got a lot done, but all in the evenings, all from like 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And then I would give myself 30 minutes to just watch a YouTube video and not be watching YouTube and working on book stuff. And there's only so many days that I can do that before it just starts to really mess with my head. It's why weekends are so important during the semester, and it's why I tend to get a lot done in the summer, because I'm not working full-time in the summer, and so I can spend several hours a day on book stuff, and I can write a whole first draft in 10 weeks and have really impressive daily writing goals. So like I can still get a good amount done during a semester, fall or spring, but it is being balanced with a bunch of other stuff. And this is a random spontaneous conversation, but I do get comments a lot about like, I don't know how you get so much done and stuff like that. It's not every day, and there is an element of, it's not YouTube versus reality. It's just that if I'm vlogging, I know that the main thing the majority of you are interested in is the writing. That's just kind of what this channel has evolved to, and whether you are a writer yourself or you're an avid reader, you like my books or you read other people's books, like it feels like a good number of you are interested in the writing and book progress content, even if you're not writers yourselves, which is great. I love that as I have kind of pivoted in this direction, that a lot of you have pivoted with me and that new people have followed me because of this content. So like I know that watching me work on my books and watching me make progress on them is a huge part of why a lot of you are watching these vlogs. And so I'm not gonna vlog a day where I know I'm not gonna have any time to work on it. So like earlier this week, I did, let me look back through my progress notes and my planner, like just so you can see how I've just Monday through today has been. Monday I did 954 words in Independent Hearts 4 in the outline, and I edited Scrivener read through 4 chapters and Across the Pond 4. That finished the Scrivener read through. Tuesday I didn't do any editing, but I did manage 604 words in my outline. Wednesday, I did nothing. Wednesday, I went to the house, but I had so much grading to do and so much teaching work to do. And whenever I wasn't doing teaching work, I was hanging out with mom and snuggling with the dogs. And so I got no book work done on Wednesday. Thursday, I almost didn't do anything yesterday. I didn't do any editing, and I almost didn't do any outlining. And then when I stopped watching YouTube for the night, I couldn't focus on reading. I didn't feel like I wanted to read. But it was raining steadily and it was amazing. And so I did some outlining in bed before going to sleep with the window open, listening to the rain. It was lovely. I managed 1,454 words. Don't know how that happened, but it did, and I'm grateful. Like I said, Wednesday, didn't do anything at all. Wednesday was supposed to be a book day, a project day. Wednesday was supposed to be a day where I got something done. Didn't do anything. There are days where I don't get any book progress made, where it's not just small progress, it's legitimately no progress. But if I think I'm going to have one of those days, I typically won't vlog one of those days, because I feel like it's not fun to vlog where you all are going to hear me be like, I'm going to do bookwork, I'm going to do bookwork, and then by the end of the vlog, I've done no bookwork. There are days where I don't get anything done, or I get very little done, and that's normal. I don't think any of us should be forcing ourselves, and maybe this is what sets me apart from some of the other author tubers out there. I just don't believe in forcing myself to stick to really rigid daily goals. It's why I am starting to just like ease back off of things like NaNoWriMo and stuff like that, because the daily writing challenges where the challenge is purely word goal based, and in the case of NaNoWriMo, November is a very large word count, that's not fun. I'm not enjoying that anymore. I've enjoyed it in the past, but that's just not the direction I'm going in. I don't have the ability to work on writing every single day, and so when I do work on writing, I want it to be enjoyable. I don't want to feel like I'm facing pressure to get something written, or to get to a certain number of words, or to make a certain amount of progress. And I will be the first person to tell you, I'm not a machine, and I have and am still are paying the price of treating my brain as if it is a machine. It's why I'm burned out. So I don't want to keep going in that direction, and that's not a mentality or a mindset that I want to advocate for on this channel. So just remember, it looks like in every vlog I'm being super productive, but I'm typically only vlogging 2 days a week. And typically 2 to 3 days a week I will be really productive and make a lot of progress on my project. And then there'll be 1 or 2 days where I make a little bit of progress, and then some days where I make no progress at all. And I feel good if at the end of the week I've had at least a couple days where I feel like I made a lot of really good progress and made a good step forward in that project. And I look for that balance. I'm not aiming for every day super productive. I'm aiming for 1 or 2 days super productive, a few days medium to low productive, and if there's a day where nothing gets done, that's okay. And so knowing ahead of time that that's probably how my week is going to go makes it so much easier when I get to one of those days where nothing gets done. I just can say, this is that day. This is that day where nothing gets done. And some weeks it's the opposite. Some weeks it's 2 or 3 days nothing gets done, and only 1 day is like medium productive, and it feels like overall for the week it wasn't really that good. But they all kind of average out throughout the month. And so throughout the month there's always about 6 days where it's like high productivity, made a lot of progress, got a lot done. And then there's like a dozen days where it was just like medium productivity levels, made some okay progress, but nothing to vlog about, you know. And then there's going to be about 6 days or so where nothing got done throughout the month. So that's kind of the average that I aim for, and generally I can stick to that. But then every now and then there'll be a month, typically things like April and November, because those are the last month of a semester, or like December where it's Vlogmas and it's Christmas. I just know there's some months where the typical averages are going to be reversed, where the majority of the days are going to be nothing gets done days, and then there'll be just a few really good productive days, and then there'll also be a good chunk of days where it's just a little bit here and there. And I just have to be happy with that, because then I know there'll be other months like May, June, July, when I'm not working full time and it's not Christmas, where I can have, you know, 20 days out of 30 in a month where it's really high productivity, and just a couple days in a month where nothing gets done. It's just, it all kind of balances out. There's 3 months a year where nothing really gets done, or where that's the majority, and then there's 3 months a year where the majority is a lot gets done, and then there's 6 months where it's kind of a mix of good productivity mixed in with some days where nothing gets done. So that's personally what I've developed. But again, if you are someone who really wants to write a book and you only have 15 minutes a day or 1 hour a week on the weekends, that's enough. That really is enough. And I talk about this with my clients all the time in my coaching business. I'm constantly having to remind them of this. Like, your book will still get written even if you're only working on it for 15 minutes a day. It's going to take you a lot longer than if you're working on it for an hour a day or 2 hours a day, but 15 minutes a day, it will still get done eventually. So don't compare your productivity to other people's productivity, because you don't know what their lives are like compared to yours. They might have more time or less time. I make use of my flexible schedule, but I definitely have days where not much gets done. Those just aren't the days that I vlog. Because they're not as exciting. They're not as much fun to vlog unless it's like a cozy Saturday reading vlog or something like that. But yeah, if there's a day where I really want to write, but I just know I'm not going to have time to, that's really not the day I'm going to vlog. So yeah, I don't know why I felt compelled to share that conversation. I need to get back to work because I do still have some time. It's 5:45. I want to stop for dinner by about 6:30. So I'm going to switch to outlining and do some outlining, and then I will give you the full Independent Hearts update and where that project is. Okay, it has gotten dark and very cold outside. I'm loving it though. I am loving it. It looks like it got up to 59 today, but it's already come down to 55. I'm just over the moon with this weather. I really am. It's gonna be a gorgeous evening. I'm ready to just go back to the couch and relax and watch YouTube and yeah, just have a super cozy evening. But outlining has gone well. So how outlining has gone since I last updated you on that. As I said earlier, I did manage to do some outlining throughout the week. Not every single day, but more days than not. And some days I did more than what was expected. So the outline is currently sitting at 10,058 words, which I'm really happy about. I originally had the goal at 10,000 because that would be an even 500 words each. Some chapters are now over 500 words, but some are still under. And so I want to get every chapter up to 500 before I stop and make a decision, like assess the outline and make a decision if I want to just start writing. So I revised the word count but kept the deadline the same. So the deadline is February 5th, which is Monday. So by end of day on Monday, I'm aiming to have roughly 12,000 words. It could be less than that, but really what it's going to be is 500 words at least per chapter. I think I will get to 500 words minimum per chapter by the time I get to around 11,000 words, because I'm trying not to go over 500 words. So I think it's only going to take me about another 1,000 words from where I'm at. So I don't think I will get all the way up to 12,000 words for the outline, but by putting that as my goal, it's going to make sure that I do get there by end of day on Monday. If not by Sunday, because I don't have Sunday set as a writing day. And since I didn't work on writing on Wednesday, I kind of had a day off on Wednesday, and I didn't do as much book work. Like last week, I was doing editing and outlining each day, 5 days a week. Monday through Saturday, I did both the outline and editing. This week, I wasn't doing a lot of editing Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but I was still doing outlining on Tuesday and Thursday. So I think I might work on Sunday if it means getting this outline to that point. And then I'll decide if I want to get them all up to 750 before I start writing, or if I just want to start writing. I kind of feel like the outline is nearly done. I'm at a point where to get it over 500 words, I'm just starting to add in more dialogue and more description and stuff that like I may as well then be actually writing the chapter. So I'm not really outlining at that point anymore. I am kind of starting to write it. I think I might just start writing it. So yeah, we'll see where I get by the end of the weekend and what I feel like doing. So that probably won't be the next vlog, but probably the vlog after the next one. I'll have some sort of decision on if I'm going to continue outlining or if I'm gonna just start writing. I'm excited though. I'm excited to start writing, and I do think it'll be easier to get to my daily word goal if I'm writing. It is just so hard to get words down when I'm outlining because it is a different process. And so my goal today was 893 words. I only did 751, but I got over 10K total, so I feel like that's still a good place to stop. I feel like I would have gotten to 893 words easily if I was just actually writing instead of outlining. So yeah, that's where that's at. I'm getting excited about this story. Before I start writing, so sometime this weekend, I do need to start putting together a playlist, a music playlist, as well as a video playlist for this particular project. I don't really have a vibe or a mood set yet, and I can't just reuse everything from book 3 because book 3 was winter going into spring, whereas book 4 is full summer. So it does need a completely different vibe. So I need to figure that out. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, sort of. I just have a lot to do that I want to do on this, but I also want to relax. So, because next week is going to be so much grading. So I really need to give my brain downtime this weekend. So I want to go for 2 nice hikes this weekend. I want to do a lot of reading, a lot of just vegging out on the couch, watching TV. So we're going to start that tonight. But I'm going to end the vlog here. I will show you my cozy evening, but I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I feel like it's been a very chatty one, but that's what happens when I don't vlog for nearly a whole week. Going from Saturday as the last vlog and now vlogging on Friday. That's a lot. It's 5 days that I didn't vlog. I normally would have vlogged on like a Wednesday or something. I'll try to do that next week. I don't like going that much time without vlogging, because then I feel like I forget what I'm doing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate both of those things. They would both be lovely and amazing. Say hi in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. You can leave me some cloud emojis for the beautiful clouds. I know I asked for cloud emojis. I think it was in the last vlog, but I'm asking for them again because there were just some spectacular clouds today. It was a gorgeous sunset. So leave me some cloud emojis for the spectacular cloudy day that we've had today. And you can leave me cloud and sun because we had both. We had both today. And then our question, I don't have a question. So just give me an update. It's February. How is your February going? Since this is the first vlog of February, how has February been for you so far? I hope it's been wonderful. Share any wins or fun things that have happened so far in the first week-ish of February as you are watching this. Not even a full week. But yeah, let's just chat how our February is going. Mine is going pretty well so far because the weather is finally cooling down again, and that makes me very happy. So yeah, anyway, enough for me. I'm done. I'm very done. So yeah, I will chat to you all down below in the comment section. I will see you all down there, and I will also see you very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!